Mastering the business and logistics of marketing within the event catering industry requires an entirely different approach than selling consumer goods. In the fiercely competitive hospitality sector, executing a flawless dinner service is the baseline requirement to even bid on a contract. Basic food service is no longer a differentiator. For ambitious firms, the objective is to transition from a standard food vendor into a recognized curator of luxury experiences. Making that leap requires complete strategic alignment between the director of sales, the creative director, and the executive chef. This network model shows how these diverse departments function. Rather than operating as isolated silos, they connect to a central hub, feeding the overarching brand. When synchronized, this integrated system acts as an engine, generating credibility to secure high-value contracts. A premium reputation in the luxury event market cannot be bought with traditional advertising campaigns. It must be engineered from the inside out through total systemic alignment. Building that alignment starts with synchronizing the core product with a unified visual identity. The brand manager establishes this baseline, enforcing a strict standard of excellence across every single physical and digital touchpoint the client encounters. That cohesive identity dictates the tactile feel of embossed business cards left after a tasting, all the way through to the specific user interface of the company website. From that visual foundation, the focus moves to the operational core, the executive chef's culinary vision, which serves as the firm's primary product. Watch this kitchen in motion. Executing this primary culinary product at volume requires immense precision and commands intense pressure. To leverage that execution, the public relations manager actively places the executive chef into high-profile industry events and specialized food festivals. The goal of these specific placements is to build the chef's personal profile, establishing them as a recognized culinary innovator and thought leader among their peers. Elevating the chef's individual prestige naturally transfers that high-end credibility directly to the overarching catering brand. With internal operations synchronized, the focus shifts outward toward deep-seated networking within local community and industry circles. This network graph maps the exact path to high-value clients. Direct consumer marketing is highly inefficient here because access to the luxury market is controlled by specific B2B gatekeepers. Those gatekeepers are wedding planners, corporate event coordinators, and venue managers. They sit directly between the catering firm and the lucrative contracts. Earning a professional endorsement from these gatekeepers carries significantly more weight in securing a contract than any paid advertising campaign. To force brand expansion into new networks, business development pursues external strategic partnerships. This involves executing product launches alongside high-end liquor brands, luxury car dealerships, or fashion houses, anchoring the catering brand to establish symbols of prestige. Ultimately, the catering sales manager leverages these relationships to secure preferred vendor status at the city's most iconic venues. Achieving preferred vendor status locks the firm into a reliable, passive pipeline of incoming inquiries from major corporations and high-net-worth individuals. Once a contract is signed, the marketing effort immediately transitions to the live execution phase on the banquet floor. During a live event, the service staff, directed by the head waiter, function as living brand ambassadors for the company. To ensure flawless execution, the HR director must tightly align all staff training programs with the brand's stated luxury positioning. The staff's grooming, etiquette, and movement efficiency must perfectly embody the exact level of sophistication promised by the marketing department's brochures. To continuously feed the sales pipeline, the director of sales employs an educational marketing approach to build authority in the banquet space. This side-by-side comparison illustrates the strategy. Instead of relying on a standard static menu, the firm produces analytical white papers on event trends and transparent behind-the-scenes video content. This high-fidelity content demystifies the complex synchronization required between the kitchen expediter and the banquet captain on the floor. By publicly demonstrating the granular mechanics of large-scale service, like the logistics of farm-to-table sourcing, the firm proves they can handle the intense pressure of a 1,000-person gala. Providing this level of operational transparency secures profound trust with prospective event planners, long before a formal proposal is ever drafted. By freely sharing their operational knowledge, the catering firm elevates its status from a replaceable service vendor to an indispensable expert consultant. That hard-earned credibility must then be defended on the modern frontier of hospitality, digital presence, and reputation management. The customer experience manager is mandated to proactively monitor online feedback across Google, Yelp, and specialized event forums. The stakes in this environment are absolute. A single unaddressed negative review can ripple through a potential client base and derail future bids. When the feedback is highly positive, highlighting a seamless flow or exceptional service, the marketing team immediately translates those testimonials into highlighted social proof on the company website. This flowchart outlines the mandatory protocol for managing client complaints. Negative reviews require a strict two-step routing process. First, the general manager must ensure the complaint is addressed publicly on the platform with immediate grace and gratitude. Second, the issue is taken completely offline and resolved privately, demonstrating strict accountability to the client. Addressing operational flaws with complete transparency signals to the wider market that the company possesses supreme confidence in its service standards and a real dedication to continuous improvement. Years of consistent execution and reputation building eventually culminate in entering what is known as the legacy phase. The legacy phase is reached when a catering brand becomes entirely synonymous with excellence in its specific market niche. But reaching this level introduces a new operational danger: the risk of an organization becoming complacent once market dominance is firmly achieved. Actively preventing this decline falls to the managing director and the quality assurance officer. Looking at this micro-level precision, we see the necessity of rigorous audits. Service and food quality must be constantly tested, so inception-level standards never slip. At this legacy level, the ultimate marker of strategic professionalism becomes the ability to say no. The director of strategy evaluates incoming contracts and must cleanly reject lucrative opportunities if they do not perfectly align with the brand's established core identity. A legacy catering reputation is a living entity. It is sustained only when the passion of the chef, the precision of banquet operations, and the marketing team's strategic storytelling operate in total, unending unison.